What if you could make a 9.7% annual return and at the same time help solving the world's most pressing challenges, the climate and the biodiversity crisis? We at Greenify help you to achieve this goal. The Earth is getting warmer. As our rising population's need for consumption grows, so do our emissions. Climate change is an inevitable consequence and urban cities are the worst affected.
As of 2021, 61% of our energy consumption is sourced from fossil fuels. More than a third of our energy comes from coal, responsible for 30% of a 1 degrees rise in global temperature. Our cities are the major contributors, occupying just over 3% of the land area, but contributing to over 70% of the global electricity demand. We see that over a third of our growth in energy demand is due to cooling needs. As temperatures rise globally, the contribution of this category will only increase.
But what if we could reduce the demand for air conditioning by lowering the temperatures around buildings? Green walls provide natural cooling, home to a diverse range of plants, and provide a natural habitats to birds and other species. This is the space where we at Greenify come into play to build a solution inspired by nature. Let's talk about heat islands. This effect occurs due to the greater heat absorption and retention of the building materials and lower transpiration and evaporation from the soil, leading to cities being 3 to 10 degrees hotter compared to similar rural areas. In densely populated areas of high-rise buildings, green walls lower temperatures through evapotranspiration, the combination of water evaporated into the atmosphere and plants transpiration during even the warmest parts of the day. Lowering surface temperatures, green walls help reduce our overall cooling needs, lowering transmitted radiation inside buildings, resulting in a net lower energy consumption. Greenify raises funds from institutional investors committed to fight climate change and the biodiversity crisis through nature-based solutions. We then use these funds to offer real estate owners green walls with zero upfront cost. The green wall results in an 18% reduction in energy consumption for cooling by lowering the ambient temperature around the building and the radiation heat on the building surface area. In exchange for the installation, the real estate owner commits to return 80% of the resulting energy savings for the next 10 years. After the 10 years, the contract ends and the real estate owner fully benefits from the savings. So in summary, we provide investors with predictable and sustainable returns. Real estate owners benefit from instant cost savings and an upgraded visual appearance with absolutely zero upfront costs. Our greenification process comprises of carefully curated steps, emphasizing the need for returns and the impact of the solution throughout. To maximize our impact, we focus on cities with high temperature and a low share of renewable energy, such as Singapore, Hong Kong, and Phoenix, Arizona. Within each city, we identify suitable real estate targets, preferably buildings with poor insulation and a low share of window surface area. Once identified, we reach out to the asset owner, present a proposal, measure the current baseline consumption for comparison, and sign the contract. We then manage the construction and maintenance of the green wall together with landscaping partners and collect the payments from the asset owner. Our first pilot fund will equip GEM Singapore, a 580,000 square foot shopping mall, with a green wall before we scale our approach within Singapore and globally. For GEM, we are looking at an upfront investment of $1.16 million based on a cost of $250 per square meter of green wall installed. Based on the energy savings generated for the asset owner and factoring in a 12% annual management fee and maintenance costs, we expect 9.7% internal rate of return and a payback period of 5.9 years. We have identified more than 100 suitable buildings across 11 target cities to scale our concept.
While the financial returns are substantial, your investment leaves an impact far beyond that. Our first projects result in energy saving, cutting 600 metric tons of CO2 emissions per year.
Green walls not only increase biodiversity of an urban space with more than 50 species of plants, they offer wide nesting space, shelters, and food for birds and insects. By bringing nature into the heart of our city, we remind ourselves of our place in and our responsibility towards the world.
And we at Greenify hope you join us on this journey.